for 4 days. Anyway, how you doing, guys? True Power, blah, 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 Fabulous Friday. Had a great time in Maine. My mother's doing beautifully, 92 years young. God bless her. But anyway, again, 4 days away from it, and the guys, that is all I've done. Kettlebell, a lot of kettlebell. Alone in a hotel room, nothing but Netflix. Do a lot of kettlebell. And some minimum amount of spit buzzing. Other than that, that's all I've done. Okay? Let's see what we got after 4 days. I think I know. I have a pretty good facsimile of what's going to come out. It's not always an exact science, but we'll see what we got. Now, that felt very, very resonant. Unfortunately, that doesn't always transfer directly. Sometimes the opposite is true. Sometimes the pedal tones feel a little stiff, but go figure. The regular range sound feels great. Let's see what we got. What can I say? Anyway, there you have it. Now, hang on, refortify. The E-flat was not as big as a house. Can't call it hellacious big as a house, but it was centered and it was not strained. So I'm thinking 20 minutes from now, at the most, it will be big as a house. So, do I need a little warming up? I guess so, after 4 days. Now, 4 days is not always the same. It was the winter up in Maine. I mean, didn't get above 31 degrees, I believe. It was frigidly cold outside. And the hotel, God bless it, was frightfully hot and dry inside. Okay? Now, needless to say, over the course of the 2.5 days, I manipulated the temperature and all that sort of stuff, but it was a very, very dry. And I drank as much as I possibly could without going to the bathroom all night, you know, that type of thing. But the chops yesterday when I came home later in the afternoon definitely felt dry and cracked and swollen. They did. Yesterday, more of a temperate climate, I drank like crazy, and by this morning, any spit buzzing I did sounded great. Felt great. So, again, the E-flat, The rest of it, big as a house, it sounded fine right down to the pedal. Single pedal C. Guys, now, once again, sound like a broken record. The only way you can do that, for my money, is with some sort of a Calit mouthpiece, preferably the 1SB. And all the guys that give this any sort of a shot and stick with it for any period of time, the same thing. The warm-up comes less and less needy, less and less integral part. Now, when you're going to play a job, be it a community or a paying thing or whatever, does it make you feel better to warm up a little bit? Sure, go ahead. But the fact of the matter is, for the most part, guys, if the job is in your happy zone, you can just pull the horn out of the club, out of the bag, honk a few notes, and you're ready to go. I mean, that's just the way it is. The guys that tighten the corners can't do that. Doc is the first one to tell you. If I take 1 day off, I know. 2 days off, the band knows. 3 days off, everybody knows. And he said he will take you at least 2 days of practice for every 1 day you took off. So he's talking, if he took off 4 days like I did, it would take him 8 days to get his chops back. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean he'd be rendered helpless for 8 days, but he wouldn't be Doc Severinsen. That's why he never took a day off. I don't know for sure. I've never heard him actually say that, but I'm sure he practices when he's sick. I'm sure he did. To what extent, full throttle, I don't know. But I guarantee you he did. He was that maniacal about it. But he tightened his corners. Now, remember, we are relaxing the corners. We are not building up any muscle. The only muscle that needs strength is the tongue, and it already has all the strength you need for triple and quadruple C's. It's not a strength thing at all. Okay? We are not building them up. If you are doing the traditional gadget, the traditional pencil in your lip type thing, yeah, you have to build that back up. It's like taking time off from doing your bench press. You have to build it back up. To me, that's silly. It doesn't work as efficiently as it could, and that's that. Now, once again, what is Doc doing with those 3, 4, 5, 8 hours a day practice sessions? He's loosening the chops. He's not tightening those corners more and more and more as he goes. He's just not. I mean, we've been through this before, so I'm not going to do it. But guys, this is the Holy Grail. Harry James had it. Maynard had it. Maurice could do it. He just felt so much more. Now, Maurice is doing a different thing. Maurice, if he doesn't practice and he comes out and does a clam bake, so be it. Maynard, we've all heard him clam. We've all heard him clam. It's not as big a deal. So it's a little bit different. But relax the corner. Let the strongest muscle in the body, your tongue, do the work. And as little air as possible. And the world is yours, Chico, and everything in it. Love you all, guys. We'll talk on Monday.